All right, he was the Duke of the Harlem Renaissance. Duke Ellington's music transformed the world, and this weekend, one of his most important works will be performed on stage.
Who set the stars? Who knows the judgments? Who is the power? Who knows the story? Made the little apples that fall from the tree. Birds in the sky.
Well, Duke Ellington's Sacred Concert Series hasn't been performed in over 35 years, and you'll get to see it this weekend for free at the new school, starring the Duke's oldest granddaughter, Mercedes Ellington, who joins us this morning. Welcome, Mercedes Ellington.
Good morning.
Such an honor to have you here.
Thank you so much for
now
coming.
I feel really old, but I mean, but I am. It's really, there are four of us, and so I am the oldest.
Just hearing that little snippet, I'm in. I mean, that sounded amazing. What an ensemble. I'm sorry, I just want to read this one quote, because I think it kind of summarizes where this all came from. Okay. This is from your grandfather. It says, "This music is the most important thing I've ever done or am likely to do. This is personal, not career. Now I can say out loud to all the world what I've been saying to myself for years on my knees." Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean
He felt
to you?
that, I mean, his time was coming, and I believe that he felt that the end was near. And in fact, I believe he passed away a couple years later, and this was the final piece that he did, and he did it without Billy Strayhorn, which was his main arranger, his main man. Wow. You know, they did so much work together. The catalog actually consists of almost 3,000 pieces of music.
That's
and he traveled all the time. I mean, the band traveled constantly, and he always carried two books with him, a Roget's Thesaurus, which I don't know if anybody knows what that is anymore,
right.
and the Bible.
Wow.
And he got his inspiration from many different things. And I think he really wanted to be a playwright, because whatever he had to say, people were saying, you know, why don't you join this political force and march with us and do this? And he said, no, whatever he had to say, he said with his music.
Yeah, and this is a multi-layered performance, as you pointed out. It's music, it's art, it's dance.
Yes.
And you're going to be narrating
Yes.
throughout. So what is that experience like for you? Yeah.
Well, it's kind of throwback, because my grandfather's sister, my grand aunt, Ruth, this was a project of hers, and she would have it, sponsor it at various churches around the city and around the world. And I think that it's sort of a tribute to her as well, because she was kind of a stable force in his life, and somebody that he could relate to and say what he had to say, and express his desires, you know, personal desires, because she was family, you know. Sure. And so I think that this is a great opportunity for the next generations to come up on this type of music, because music also, I was talking before, that it really has proven to be a healing force. And of course, that's what we need right now. Sure. And even with the Louis Armstrong Music and Medicine Foundation, their goal is to provide music to people in hospitals, children, and anyone, even to send people to the private homes with guitar singing. And it really promotes healing. Ornette Coleman was one of the musicians who really believed firmly in that. And so I think that if everybody could just come out and see and move, even sway in your seats, you know.
Exactly.
And
how could you not?
Yeah,
exactly. It's just amazing.
Exactly.
And so at 35 years, long time,
yes.
But what is the power and the force that goes into, you know, being able to, you know, have that long period of time, but hey, we are back and we're doing it?
Well, you know, I never understood the power of the organization of bands, of just jazz bands, and symphony orchestras. But when you get, I don't know how, 180 singers, and then a jazz band as well, and these two conductors are, you know, contacting each other and making signs and signals as to who comes in, where, what, when. And it's amazing, the responsibility and the cohesiveness and the work of a company that it takes to coordinate everybody, the projections that they're doing on the wall, and and it's amazing.
Now,
Really.
your grandfather was a big proponent of, again, musical education, arts education.
Yes.
There were a lot of students involved in this show, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
what do you think he would feel about
Well, I
seeing
think
that
it
now?
very fulfilled, because in his time he sent, for instance, Billy Strayhorn to for minor courses at Juilliard. He sent Quincy. He sent most of his arrangers, and he sent my father, and he sent Luther Henderson, and he sent me. Only I was not in the music; I was in the dance division.
dance side, okay.
But I did learn some music anyway. So
Part of the arts.
Yeah.
Mercedes, thanks so much. Good luck with this show.
Thank you.
Just what I heard sounds amazing. So, folks, grab some tickets if you can. The New York Choral Society Sacred Concerts will be held tonight and tomorrow. That's at the Tishman Auditorium at the New School. And guess what? It's free of charge. Get ready to move, Mercedes said. Mercedes, thanks so much.